Hello, Soldier Boy here, and welcome to Daily Race A. So the Daily Race A this week is with the Porsche 911 Carrera. It's a decent car. The only thing I will say, all these races, there's 4 races in total. I had to have traction control on 2 because the amount of understeer was horrendous, and you can actually tell the cars that are running without traction control. Qualified fairly well. With a 1:06, I was 3.5 seconds off the top times, which is within my range of 5, which I aim for. The track, we've done the track many times before, so we got a decent start. This race was very frustrating, but we got a decent start. We're in 4th place from the start. Make the first corner fairly well. We're competing really well with Bam Bam. He's not letting us on the track, which is a little bit frustrating. Luckily we go through each other. 2 cars ahead of us have an almighty collision, and we're actually going to lead the race, but he is not letting up. He is still catching us on the edge of the car there, which forces us not to be able to take the corner properly, which gives him the lead, which is frustrating. We're going to lose a couple positions, but we're going to get a bump from behind to boost us forward, which does help. The reason we went off was just because he would not get off the back end of us, so we couldn't turn in. But we're in 3rd. We gained a position, and this is where this race becomes frustrating. So this corner, final corner, we're going to go to brake, turn in, and the car, the other British car there, would not let us turn in. And that's dropping us right back. Now that's my own fault. I should have had the inside line, but he went very wide in the corner, and that destroyed my race really. He just would not let me turn in. So now it's time to try and make positions back. I've gone too deep into the first, so I'm now down to 9th. This was the first race of the day, and it wasn't the best of starts, basically due to frustrations from other players at this point. I don't think on that first lap I did anything wrong, but it was just very frustrating. So on the second lap we're down in 9th. The 2 cars ahead of us have a little bit of a coming together. El Padrino, the Italian, you'll see later on in this race we have some issues with him as well. Going into the last, he's pushed the other car off, so he's got a 2-second penalty for pushing the other car off at this point, and that kind of tells you what kind of driver he is, which doesn't stand us in good stead considering we need to get past him. We're up to 8th as we start the 3rd lap. We're right on his tail, we're keeping very close to him, trying to get a decent line out of the corner. We've got his slipstream as well, although slipstream is weak on this. A little bit deep into the corner, a bit late on the brakes, which doesn't help us. We're going to fall a little bit back off El Padrino. Not the best corner take there, turned in too early. But you know, we're still trying to make up for what happened on the first lap, so it's not too bad. So El Padrino is going to serve his penalty. We will definitely have the overspeed on him as he re-enters. We're going to go into the corner, brake. He's going to come right from behind, push us once. See, that wasn't too bad because we controlled it, we stayed on. And it gave us a little boost if anything, so we'll take that. That's not too bad. That's pushed him back a little bit. But that was the start of things to come from him. You can see he's right on the tail again. Braking for the corner. See the dive bomb on the radar coming. So he's given us another boost. So he's made us take the corner a lot deeper than we wanted to. But again, we've kept control. We're okay. But that's twice. And I don't always have issues with other drivers, but he wasn't the cleanest driver. So we're going to brake for the corner, normal braking spot, and there he is. Third time. He's got a penalty for it, but it has dropped us back massively considering what happened on the first lap where we were just trying to make up positions again. Yeah, and there was no need for it. We braked, he was not braking, that was the problem. 3 times though, from the same person. That's what's frustrating. It kind of put me off balance. I wasn't brilliant at that corner there. Bit frustrated. And being the first race of the day, that's the last thing you want for the first race to be frustrating like that. I can't blame the British driver for the first lap incident. I think it was Royal. I can't blame him because I gave him the inside line. Yes, he went wide, but that was kind of our fault. Messing up the corner there. We're still in 8th. El Padrino's got his penalty, but I think we're too far back to get anywhere near him. This is the last lap as well. Yeah, can't blame Royal, but El Padrino can blame completely. 3 times to be hit from behind, and the 3rd one pushing us off. He's pushed 7th off as well now. Just missed that, but yeah, he pushed 7th off. He's going to take his penalty. I think 7th will get the position back. But yeah, he's just a driver you don't want to meet, which is frustrating. Took it this corner a bit slow, too tight on the inside, otherwise he probably could have gained from the car that went off. But we're going to finish the first race in 8th place, so a frustrating start to the day. And I only was on this to do videos for today, and that was frustrating as a start of the day. At this point I did considering that was it, I'm done for the day, there's no point. I like the daily races this week, I enjoy all 3 tracks. And I was considering, no, I'm done. But instead I thought, no, you know, keep my cool. I know I can do better. We'll give it another go. So we'll go on to the second race. I don't believe I improved my qualifying time. I think you have like 10 minutes between races. And I knew I could get quicker. I just couldn't seem to hit the right braking points. This time, instead of starting 4th at the same time, we're going to start in 7th. And luckily El Padrino's nowhere in sight. Decent start, we're going to gain 6th straight away. Very good start. I'm very good at standing starts, I believe anyway. Braking for the first, being very hesitant into the first just because I know what it's like. Belgium was giving me room and then won't let me on the track, so he's gained his position back. The other thing I found with these races is it felt like the brakes weren't as responsive the longer the race went on. I don't know if it's just me, but the first couple of laps, lots of door bashing there, first couple of laps the brakes were really responsive, but then after that they didn't seem to be so. I think around lap 3, so I had to adjust for that. So there's a penalty for 5th, we're currently in 7th, which is where we started, so maintain position for the first lap. There is a penalty. We should have the overspeed to catch, hopefully. We're going to beat him under brakes in the corner. And we took the inside, he's turned into us. We didn't go wide, we had the inside. I don't believe that was my fault. But we'll take the position. I do apologise if by any off chance that driver is watching, but I don't believe that was my fault. He turned into us. We just maintained our line. So up to 6th, we've gained a position. Up on the second lap. Had to brake and avoid Belgium. He kind of stopped on the apex. But we get a better line out of the corner, so we're going to go past him. So up to 5th now. I can see the cars ahead. I know I've got a good chance of getting something decent out of this race. And a car in 4th goes off, so we just need to take the corner well. Not well enough, he's managed to un-ghost in time and get back onto the track. But we've caught up to 4th at least. It does give us something. We've got a slipstream, which is very weak, so... Well, not very weak, it's weak, but it feels very weak. Braking for the corner. And the only... later on, I figured out you could take that corner quicker than I was. I was getting down to mid-60s mile an hour. I was finding if you brake till about 80 then turn, you reduce speed to about 75-ish, 76, and that was kind of a good speed to take the corner. I tried all different things with traction control, but I've got it on 2, which does make me slow out the corners. But I found it was the easiest way to control the car at this point. And I think my brake balance was -2 to the front, so... But even that, yeah, like I say, around this lap 3, the brakes start to be less responsive, it found. I kind of felt that. Whether that's real or in my head, I don't know, but that's what they felt. So we're going to go in the inside here. We're going to force our way past. Some would call that dirty, some would call that clean. I think it was clean. I took the racing line, hit the apex. I don't think I caused him to slow down much, so I think, you know, fairly clean on my part. We're going to maintain low 60s here. We're going a little bit deep. They've got 2 cars now taking us back. One has got a penalty. I'm assuming that's for track limits. We're going to take the inside. The German saw us and luckily moved himself out the way. We hit the apex, we had the racing lines, but very good driving by the German there. And we're back up to 4th. 3rd is there. Can we catch him though? That's the question. We've still got 2 cars very close to us behind. But it's all about the cornering. If you can hit the corners and the braking points on this, you'll gain time. But everyone's times are fairly close together. There's not much in it. So catching cars is difficult unless you really hit the corners well and get the maximum speed out of the corners. Like I say, traction control 2 isn't the best for cornering, but this car oversteers so much I couldn't control it otherwise. I kept trying to go down to 1 just to get a better speed out of the corner. I just couldn't maintain it. So last lap, we're in 4th. We've gained 3 positions so far. 3rd is there. Can we get to him though? He's taking the corner fairly deep, but so have we. See the car and the radar on the bottom left, on the bottom right radar. He's in the bottom left. He's there, so we've got to be very careful. We've got to hit our braking points now. We've gone deep into the corner, missed the apex. He's going to come on the inside. We've managed just to stay ahead of him. We now need to be consistent and perfect at this point if we're going to maintain 4th. There's a penalty for 3rd. I don't think he's close enough for us to get anywhere near him. Taking the corner. The 5th place car is right on us. We've got a decent last corner. We've got to have a decent last corner now if we're going to maintain 4th. Trying to keep the speed up. Gone a little bit tight to the inside. The Germans knocked us out of the way to get past. We're going to lose the position to 5th. It's our fault. We went too tight to the inside and lost speed on the grass. Yeah, I can't blame the German for the end of that. You know, it was one of those. So we're going to finish in 5th. So an improvement on the first race. And at this point, I know I can do better. I know I can go faster. My qualifying time is 1:65. 1 minute, 6 seconds, 6.5 seconds. And that was annoying me because I know I could get less than 1 minute 6. I think the best times in the world are about 1:3 something. I knew I could get a 1:5 something. So I practiced and practiced and practiced in the 10 minutes I had between the race. And I improved a little bit. But I didn't quite hit what I wanted to. But I thought, you know, this is probably my last race at this point. But I'm annoyed at myself for not being able to get the 1:5. We're going to start in 6th. Flying start. I've had to move to the middle of the track just because I was wary of going into the back of 4th. We had a brilliant start off the line, I felt. Braking for the first. We're going to brake a little bit earlier and take the inside. Kind of make a way round the cars. Being aware that 5th, 4th is there, he's taking a position. We're going to brake nicely for the corner. A little bit of paint rubbing, but not too bad. We're going to take 3rd. He's going to have the faster line out though, it's German again. A little bit of bumping and shoving there. We're going to take third. I was thinking I may have a penalty. I didn't believe I did anything majorly wrong, but I thought, it's close to being a penalty. Going for second there, we're on the outside. Couldn't quite make it stick. And you can tell he hasn't got traction control on. The amount the back end is swinging out. And this is when I figured out about the speed into this final corner. Braked at about 80, although I braked too much there. She's going to drop me back from second. Car's on my tail though. But at this point we're going to speed it up. Mainly because nothing happened. I got a few times close to second, but never close enough to actually do any damage. And we just stay in third. Fourth place kind of drops back a bit. And we were just maintaining with second. We were occasionally in the corners we would be a little bit quicker and we'd catch him up a little bit. But other than that, we couldn't get close to him. It was like we were just matching each other's speeds. And neither of us really made any major mistakes. So it was just third place. I know the squeaking's not brilliant, but I didn't want to just play the whole race knowing nothing really happened. And the last corner of the final lap, still in third. And we finish in third. So better performance, very happy with my performance. And at this point, my original plan was 3 races done. Although it could have been 1 after the first race, to be honest. I thought, no, I want to get under 1 minute 6. I need to get under a 1 minute 6. So I thought, no, I'll do 1 more race, and I've got the 10 minutes between the races to do it. So that's what I did. Confirmation of third place though first, and a clean race. It's always a good thing to have. So third place. I was expected to finish 6th, so decent driver rating points there. And I managed to do it. I managed to get under a 1.6. I've got a 1.5. I actually managed to do it. So I was really happy with myself. It qualified us in 4th place. So I'm just over 2 seconds away from the top times in the world. So I was very happy with myself. The computer reckons we're going to finish 5th. You know, get a good start. Blistering start again. We're going to go straight and take 3rd place off the line. Brilliant start. We're going to go for the inside as well for the corner. Braking a little bit early, just because I want to maintain and be aware of what's going on around me. And I must admit, this race, I think I had the best battles I've had. So first, second and us, all battling it out now for the top 3 positions, the podium positions. You can tell second hasn't got traction control on, just because of that back end, which gives me hope that I've got a chance. If he doesn't correct it enough in some of the corners, we've got a good chance. So we've gone deep into the corner without meaning to. I've taken a position. What I'm going to do is hold off. I'm going to give the position back because I felt that was unfair. I know that was my mistake, so I gave the position back, which will set me back a little bit, but I felt I had to. It was my fault. So maintaining more speed now into that final corner. Figured out, finally clicked how to do that. So that's what I needed to do. But we're catching. We're on these 2. We're still in the podium. We're in 3rd place. I'm even contemplating the win. I'm thinking actually, them 2 fight, you know, and I maintain and I'm consistent. The win could be here. It's about being consistent. That's the thing, especially with this track. Didn't take the corner there particularly well, not as well as I have been doing, but that's okay. We're a little bit back from 1st and 2nd, but we're okay. They're battling hard, so that will give us a chance to catch. Second goes very deep into the corner. And we have got a tiny little bit of slipstream it allows on this race. We're still in third though. And we've got a decent gap between us and fourth, so we're still podium. We're going to take as much speed as we can into the corner. So we went down to 71, I think was the lowest we went down to. And we're doing well. Doing very well indeed. Third lap. I felt they both kind of didn't take the corner brilliantly, so we've actually gained a little bit on them. And they're still battling hard. There's still a chance for us here. There we go, there's them two battling. I went a little bit deep though, which didn't help me. I could have got a lot closer if I hadn't gone as deep into the corner there. But I'm really catching them up now. This is our best chance, I think, at a decent finish. I know we've already had one podium, but this is a chance to improve on that. So we're going to take the inside. I don't believe first place has traction control on either, looking at how the back end kicked out there. So it does mean we're a lot slower than them out of the corners, but we have more control of the car. So it's a compromise between the two. You can see second sliding around all over the place with the oversteer. We are going to have a little bit more speed coming into the first corner now on lap 4. Can we hold it though? We're going to have the inside as well. He's been very clean though, he's given us space. We're going to take second place now. But he is on us, so that's you know, we've maintained the whole way and we've managed to keep on him. Keeping nice and tight to the inside. Hitting the apex nicely. Probably should have let the car rotate a little bit more. First goes very deep into the corner now, and he's gone onto the grass, which will slow him down a little bit. I'm being wary just because I don't know where he's going to start braking. Third's coming back at us. Picor is coming back. He's got the inside for the corner, so he's going to gain second. I didn't hit the apex because he was there, but it's okay. We've got slipstream and one more lap to go. Got to get a decent speed into this corner and maintain it. Decent gap to the cars behind. It is between the three of us now for the win. Decent speed. We're catching Picor. First has gone off track, but he's going to keep it on. Nice and tight line to the first corner. We're on this. We need a mistake from them, admittedly. Picor has gone onto the grass. He's going to be a little bit slower than us into the corner, but we need a mistake. That's what we need from them. We've gone very, very tight. Too tight, really. I was half expecting a penalty for track limits there. That's made us a very slow exit. So that's going to drop us back from second a little bit. We're still within a shout though. Anything can happen in the final two. And then I've gone very deep for the corner. Didn't hit the apex as nice as I wanted to. We have got a slipstream. I'm just over. I think third place is as far as we're going to get. But this fourth and final race was the most enjoyable race I've done in this set, I believe. I really enjoyed this race. And we're going to finish it third place. Very good battles. Really enjoyed it. And I think that's a fair result. So that's Daily Race A done for this week. I'm not sure my plans for any more Gran Turismo this week. I'm going to try and get Daily Race B done. I'm not sure what I want to do with it in terms of cars to use and things, but keep a lookout for that. Injustice video is tomorrow and Thursday, and then farming again is following Sunday. But confirmation of third place. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.